Hello friends, welcome to my channel Creating Essence. I am Megan, and once again it is time for a homestead update. It is actually October 2nd, so I'm a day late, but as usual, let's start with our chickie girls. Hello girls. Hi. As you all know, these are our 20 beautiful black sex link babies. Hello, look at all those eggs. You girls are doing great. Oh, stop it. They are giving us about 18 to 19 eggs a day now. They're doing wonderfully, and we still really love our John Siskowicz style stress-free chicken tractor. Our little planters over here are doing well, kind of winding down for the year, though our lavender seems to finally be taken off. Our thyme is winding down. Need to start getting some dried here, and the leftover zucchini seeds I popped in here are doing well, and we're about to get some zucchini from them. Over here in the earth garden, for the most part, things are winding down. Our nasturtium has gone wild, but the different herbs and things that we've had all over in here, they're all winding down. The marigolds, peppers. We got a lot of lettuce for quite some time here that we planted. We still have romaine over here that is doing well, but the green leaf lettuce hasn't been super pleased with this weather. You see those buggers? Yeah, those are harlequin beetles. We have them everywhere, and I've yet to find something that's super effective against them. So if you know what is a surefire way to get rid of harlequin beetles, let me know. The fall radishes that we put in are just about ready to harvest. Our new crop of kale for the fall is also doing well. Our poor sunflowers we put up were taken down by Hurricane Florence, and unfortunately they landed on and crushed some of the cauliflower over here as well. But 3 of them are still doing well. More harlequin beetles. They're doing well, getting nice and big. We've begun taking out our tomato plants in here as they're really fully done producing. We cut them off and leave the roots in the ground so they can rot and give their nutrients back to the soil. The basil is loving the new lease on life without being surrounded by the tomatoes. So we are getting so much basil now. Ooh, hello. How are you, sir? You are a spiky looking one. So we have lots and lots of basil and jalapenos. Let me tell you, we have had a jalapeno crop this year unlike anything I have ever had. It is just mind-blowing. We have so many plants that are still producing and putting on new fruit and just going wild, and they've been doing this for months. It's been really neat to have so many jalapenos to work with, to can in case, you know, future years aren't as good, and we have given so many away to friends. More basil. The chickens love when we pull off these seed heads. They love to eat these things. Over here is where we had our potatoes early in the year, but we took them out, filled it with some more compost and mulch, and put in zucchini plants. I'm not really sure what's going on. They looked like this when we got back from vacation last week. I don't know if perhaps I know we got too much rain, and we had Hurricane Florence the week before that, so they might be overwatered. This plant doesn't seem to be suffering and has a few lovely zucchini growing in there for us. These tomato plants look like they're about ready to go to compost heaven. And our Elazinia are starting to wind down. They're still producing lots of beautiful flowers, but they're definitely winding down. Hello. Our little row of peas here is doing well. They like our little makeshift lattice we put up here for them. The Savoy cabbage that we put in over here is doing well, making some nice little baby heads. There. And then our broccoli here. Again, we've got those harlequin bugs. But I've been able to use the dipel to stave off the cabbage loopers that decimated everything in the spring. So that's good. And we have more nasturtium that struggled all summer and suddenly going wild. And do you remember the watermelon that the kids wanted to grow? I didn't know if it would actually do anything, but we gave it a shot. And it is covered with blossoms. We'll see if we actually get anything. I don't know if it will have long enough to get to maturity, but we'll see. One little sunflower that Florence didn't take out. Still working hard to live here. And then we have our other 3 Savoy cabbage heads. These ones are very happy over here. It's always kind of bittersweet to watch the earth garden wind down for the year because it takes so much time and attention, and while it is nice to be able to give my time and attention to something that feeds my families, it was a rough year. I mean, if you look back at our homestead updates over the course of this year, it was a lot of work and not as productive as we would have liked, but that was mostly weather related. So I have faith that if we continue this way and keep going with what we've learned from this year, next year, as long as the weather isn't the same craziness, it will be dynamite. Over here in the orchard bed, we have so much growth. I cannot believe that this huge bush was a teeny tiny elderberry seedling just a few months ago. It was tiny, and now it's huge, and it actually gave us a lot of elderberries to dehydrate for the year. Our cotton has been such a fun project. We are getting lovely cotton. It has been such a fun thing to watch grow, and we definitely want to save some of these to grow next year. You can see in here, the seeds are in here. You can feel them, they're little hard dark brown or black colored things inside of the fluff. And this peach tree, I will get around to pruning it someday. Someday soon. Our apples had a rough year with the cedar rust, but they didn't die, and actually their new growth is looking even healthier than last year's new growth. So really hoping with the use of the neem oil that we may have beat the cedar rust. We'll see. I'm going to try to stay on top of it. Garlic chives that I planted here, you may remember I got on a Back to Eden Facebook group. I was looking for garlic chive seeds and couldn't find any in stock, and just a member offered them to me, and they have been so yummy. I mostly wanted to leave them to grow and propagate themselves, but we've been eating a little too, and it has been really delicious. Oh, look at this. That is an elderberry shoot. The tree is planted over there, and this is a brand new elderberry shoot coming out of the ground. Nice! And I just planted this a couple months ago. That's crazy. They are growing so well. I'll tell you what, the elderberries absolutely love the Back to Eden style permaculture beds. Absolutely love it. Our dill did great. It's gone to seed for the year. We're just kind of letting it lay there. And this is our poor little gala tree that has struggled so much between the Japanese beetles and the cedar rust. But again, the new growth that's coming on is really looking healthy and substantial. So I'm excited about next year. I think this is about the extent of the orchard bed that we're going to do here. think we'll make it a bit wider and deeper as our trees here mature, but I can't really see anything else being able to go in there and have enough space to really root and grow. I think we'll continue to put things like the garlic chives and the dill in between trees and hope that they'll continue to seed themselves and grow there because they are great companion plants. But I think that's about it. The blueberry bed is happy and growing. Our rosemary did actually die, which is a bummer. And I want to put in more here next year. And this, I don't know, I kind of mention every time the coffee debacle. This has new leaves coming, so maybe it's not actually dead. I just made it very sad. Oh, I'm really hoping it grows. These two in the middle, as well as the sage, are all doing wildly. The thyme here is going to bed for the year, and this guy was one of our original blueberry plants. Still hanging on, still hanging on. Sad, but hanging on. Any day now, our garlic should be arriving from Baker Creek that we pre-ordered. And this Back to Eden style raised bed is all ready to go and waiting for it. These are the strawberries that we planted this spring. They're doing well. These ones not as well, admittedly, due to my lack of weeding. And those ones, likewise. I need to get on the weeding train. I've definitely gotten very much behind on the weeding of the strawberries in the late summer months. And now I guess we're even into fall. So I need to get that done before they go dormant for the winter. And I don't want them to be freshly weeded in a little weekend when they start going into winter. The raspberry bed did not produce much this year, but the canes that I planted from my friend Jennifer at the Grateful Sunnites have just grown wildly and are basically saying, hey, get your butt in gear and get the trellising done because we need support. So another thing I'm behind on, but I'm hoping to get done in the coming weeks. We have another one that I planted 2 years ago. There's a new baby coming off of it. We have, these are about ready to be pruned back. There's some new growth on that one. This is a baby that has grown out. There's lots of, this is one of our originals that we bought at Aldi of all places. And it is sending up so many shoots all over the area. It has just been amazingly productive. Honestly, if our Aldi has raspberries next spring, I will be buying them out to put in the other bed on the opposite side of the driveway here for our front edible landscape fence feature. And that is it for the Homestead update for what went on and how it grew in the month of September. We got a lot of canning and freezing done. We got a fair bit of dehydrating done. I am really pleased. Despite the less productivity the garden did this year compared to last year, I was able to keep up with it, which is an amazing improvement for my health. We did still give away some because we wanted to, not because it was rotting and I didn't know what to do with it. So that is really exciting to me. If you have any questions, let me know about varieties or anything like that. I keep track of those things and I'm happy to share. If you have any questions about methods, our plans for the future, our plans for October, or even just the winter, I would love to answer them. You can leave them in the comments below. Please give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Share it if you think anybody else might find it interesting watching us doing our mini homestead, suburban, back to Eden homesteading thing with our large family. Thank you so much for sticking around today, friends. Bye-bye.